So we are in part 9 of discussing early Christianity and Gnosticism and a bunch of different things, and this is just a random list of things that I found interesting in reading a bunch of these different Gnostic texts. So one of the mythological baselines says that Jesus is a twin who sells his identical twin brother into slavery in India after his ascension and prevents a newlywed couple from sleeping together by converting the wife on their honeymoon prior to the consummation. Essentially, he sneaks in and converts this woman to his version of Christianity, and so she does not actually consummate her marriage at all and just follows Jesus around. Another one, there is a belief that Pilate wrote to Caesar to try and get Jesus included in the Roman pantheon and converted to Christianity after the crucifixion. This was an entirely mythological baseline. This did not happen, and it was used to pretty much continue the narrative that Pilate was good and that Pilate was actually not the bad guy in the story, because it was trying to absolve Rome of all of these baselines. Jesus was a mirage that appeared differently to different people and never left footprints. And this was the idea again of like Jesus as a like imagining or a kind of thing that God put into people's heads, like as a phantasm or ghost. And this led to arguments, theological arguments and discussions as to whether someone as holy as Jesus could have possibly had a body, because that would have meant that he pooped and as a man had erections and all sorts of other things going on with him that would have potentially marked him as unholy. And so there was entire theological treatises about whether or not Jesus could have had a physical form and actually been human, because like that means like poop things, and poop things are gross. So could we have gross things coming out of a holy man? So another one, there is John orders bed bugs out of the straw as a miracle at an inn where they stayed one time, because the bugs were waiting patiently at the door when the apostles wake in the morning to return to the hay that they were banished from the night before. So the banishing of bed bugs by John at one point. Also, like, massively homoerotic implications, like, all over the place. Like, massively homoerotic implications. And particularly that one of the ways in that some of these documents push, there are strong homoerotic implications that Jesus initiated men into the following through Happy Fun Time. There is strong implication, as evidenced by the story around the guy who was naked or mostly naked when the Roman soldiers come to arrest him. So yeah, those are just some interesting ones that come from a lot of the Gnostic stories and extra canonical writings around Gnosticism that I have encountered. So yeah, those are fun.